Welcome to the Life After Life podcast, where we explore our soul's physical and non-physical journey. I'm Majana. Let's discuss angels, guides, and loved ones from the other side. Hello and welcome back. You have Thomas and Majana here.
Hello.
So glad you could join us. You know what? We decided as we were talking about why are we doing this? Not like just this podcast, but certainly this one and then the other two and everything else that we do. And it's really clear, and that also made me think of a topic for a future podcast is what is our life purpose? And Thomas and I are very, very clear that we want to help raise the consciousness of the world. One person at a time.
Ourselves first, and then try to pass that on.
Yeah.
Be a light. Yeah.
Yeah, be a light. Be a light. And I think everybody is a light, and it's how you want to shine that. So fundamental to this, we've heard for years now that the consciousness of the world is on the upswing and everything is elevating. And I love hearing that. And sometimes it's easy to believe it, and then other times not so much.
You could look around and question that for sure.
Yeah, it seems like we really make gains and then there's backslides.
Well, and Earth is never going to get, it's a dense place. So the consciousness here for a long time, I think we can make slight improvements, but generally it's a school. We come here to exercise these things in our soul. And from that standpoint, it is what it is.
Right. It was designed that's a perfect word. It was designed as a school.
Yep.
And at the same time, when I look back at, biblical times and then past that, look at the Romans who were such a warlike society and culture, feeding Christians to the lions and some of the barbaric wars. And granted, there are still places in this world today that are barbaric by our standards. But overall, I have to believe that we have improved. I do believe that humanity is getting better. I have to believe that.
Another thing, too, is when you start talking about energy like this, technology improves cultural energy, cultural consciousness. So with all these things that we have around us now that we didn't even 20 years ago. Keep in mind, it was only 12 years ago that Steve Jobs pulled this little black rectangular thing out of his blue jeans and showed us the smartphone.
That is really wild. And what a double-edged sword that has become, right? Those are high energy, innovative, helpful tools that do help raise consciousness. And at the same time, when our faces are in those phones all the time and we're not relating interpersonally, that's not so helpful.
Built into the Earth School's curriculum is polarity.
That's right. And free will. How do you choose to use your tools?
Right. There is choice
Always.
On opposite sides of a spectrum, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah. But, when you get really, really simple and very basic with this, what can I and you and every single person do every day to help raise our own vibration and the collective vibration of our country and our world? Because that's really the aim, right? And there, really when you think about this, there is some just really basic common sense stuff, and that doesn't mean it's easy. Again, it's dense here.
Common sense doesn't always stick.
Well, and it's not so common, unfortunately.
Because of the density.
Yeah. But some of this, like the easy things. We've talked about Fred Dodson's book and that Thomas has narrated in audiobook form.
Levels of Energy.
And which is an amazing book. And then David Hawkins has a similar, also his is Power versus Force, but it's also dealing with the levels of energy. And even without reading and delving into those, again, just understanding, and this, negative energies, anger, fear, resentment, depression, all of those, blaming, they're, and then think of the behaviors that go along with them: blaming, judging, lying, gossiping.
Gee, it sounds like going to work on Monday morning.
A little too familiar. That was painful. Sometimes you have to laugh or you're going to cry. Those are the low energies, right? Low energy emotions and low energy actions. So if you want to raise your energy, what do?
Quit your job.
Yeah. Well, that could help.
You learn the scale, for one thing, and you start moving up the scale.
Yeah, and just avoid the low energy stuff. I mean, again, free will, you have control. So if you find yourself in the negative energies, well, okay, law of polarity. What's the opposite? What's the opposite of those low energies, the high energies, which feel, let's name emotions?
Love.
Joy.
Peace.
Gratitude.
Bliss.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Creativity. Joy. Did we say joy?
We did say joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the really high ones. And then, so what actions, what are the activities that accompany those?
I think when you're amidst your daily life and you're operating from a paradigm of love, you let that person in front of you who's trying to get on the freeway, or you open a door for a stranger, or sometimes you might be in the line at Starbucks and you buy the car behind you. You give them, you say, I'm going to buy their order, whatever.
Yeah, that's so much fun. I love doing that. Pay it forward.
Yeah,
right?
you express it out there. You show it.
Right. And I guess that's the big thing. It's that shift is from inward to outward. If you think about all the low energies, it's me, all about me. I'm angry. I'm feeling hurt. There's blame. You hurt my feelings. You made me feel this way, which are inaccurate. You have to own your own stuff there. And then when you switch and you go high energy, it's no longer about me. It's about you. What can I do to help you? How can I help you be successful? How can I help you feel better? And when you do that, when you give selflessly of your services and your time, that raises your vibration, and man, that just feels good. It just, it's not about you. It's, oh my gosh, look at Mother Teresa. I mean, we have some great models. Mother Teresa, of course, Gandhi, Malala, is a movie that's been out just a couple of years in the book. And there are those people that walk among us now that have high energy, and they're clear in their purpose, and it's about serving other people. So that is just such a simple thing. And I'm asking and even making a challenge, offering a challenge to you to spend one whole day being selfless. One whole day catching yourself complaining, blaming, being in any of those low vibrations, and say, stop, I'm choosing something else. And that person that made you angry, what can I do for you? Now, you don't have to say that to them, right? But oftentimes somebody is acting out because you don't know what their stuff is. Maybe they have a legitimately really bad happening going on in their life, and just an act of kindness can shift that.
You know what can also help shift you is, I like Jack Canfield said this in one of his programs, just cancel.
Yeah.
Okay, you blew it. Okay, you had an angry thought. You had a negative thought. Just don't beat yourself up. Don't make a big deal out of it. Simply cancel, and go on.
Right. Yeah. Not judging. Well, that goes for yourself too. Don't judge and blame yourself and condemn yourself and all of those things.
Yeah. Just get it over with and reset.
Yeah. I love that saying that every action comes from either love or fear. And I think that is just beautiful, and it's so simple and so true. So I'm challenging you to come from a place of love for a whole day. And catch yourself if you're not, and make a correction. And then maybe the next day you're up to do it again, and the next, and the next. And we can raise this vibration one person at a time.
Absolutely.
And if you want to study this a little bit further, and we would so love to have you join us in July in Dallas, July 26th, 27th, and 28th, Fred Dodson, the author of Levels of Energy, is coming here to do a workshop on that very topic.
Now, this is dated July 2019.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you're hearing this in 2021, sorry.
Or 2030.
We had a great time.
Yes. But we would so love, if that resonates with you at all, please come join us. Please go to FredDodsonDallas.com to sign up.
Yeah, that's Fred Dodson, Dodson, Dallas. A lot of D's in that.
There are.
FredDodsonDallas.com.
We are tracking that. So if you go and sign up through that URL, we will get together with you, and we're doing a podcast get together. So everybody that signs up through any of our podcasts will have some interfacing before the conference, and then we'll get together and do some special things during that time of the conference too. And we would so love to have you join us. We are Majana at lifeafterliferadio.com. And until next time, namaste.